here's an interesting thing. So a number of years ago, this was let me think back. This was, it would have been like 2010, 2009, 2010. I just got fed up with everybody saying, oh, let's do a survey and ask customers what they want from us. And I always thought, okay, in the banking industry, if you ask a customer what they want, their expectations are so low that you're just going to get, okay, I want good service at a low price, branch next to my home, branch next to my office, 24/7 service, whatever. And they basically want everything for nothing, right? And that's not a way to build a profitable business model. So we changed the question and we said, okay, freeform, what do you hope to get out of a relationship with our bank over the course of 10, 15, 20 years, right? And so then we just thought, let's see what kind of answers we get. And when the answers came back, obviously different words were used, but we grouped them by their meaning. And 95% of answers, and we've done this now probably dozens of times with different banks, but they group 95% into 3 different categories: help solving problems, help realizing goals, help improving quality of life. And banks have the data to do this, right? They have the tools, they've got the financial instruments, they have the data, they've got the contacts, they can provide planning tools and checklists, and if we're saving for something, they can look at our behavior and remind us when we missed a savings payment, or say, hey, you know, what happened? And so on. All of the technology is there. It just needs the mindset.
What's interesting as well is that when customers get that sort of service, they're prepared to give you even more data.
Absolutely.
They'll say, providing you use it for my benefit in that role that you've just talked about, I will tell you more about my world and therefore make you even better equipped for it.
Absolutely.
And it's, you know, you've got a huge amount of data as a bank to be able to do an awful lot today. But the trouble is, of course, a lot of that is transactional data. And the real value is in the unstructured data.
Yeah. The
stuff that does not sit in the system. The fact that I know, you know, where you live, the things you like, where you like to go on holiday, what sort of food or restaurants you like. That's where the value is. That's, if you think of it in a family environment, then it's the non-structural activity, not the transactional activity, that you talk about when you go and see somebody and you use different bits of information that you remember. Somebody was ill, somebody's got married. Those are the things you talk about, which build that relationship with individuals. And the banks have to create that. The big challenge you've got is, how do you capture this unstructured data? How do you capture, easy to capture transactional stuff, but how do you capture the rest of it? And of course, organizations that watch what you do, whether it's a mobile phone company, whether or not it's a company that's managing your money like an Alibaba that sees what you do, and Amazon that starts to look at and track what you're doing, almost to the point of being able to tell you, actually, you're going to fill up your car tomorrow with fuel, because all of our data tells us that with what you've been doing, I know how many miles you've traveled, what car you have, what miles to the gallon you get, and actually tomorrow you'll go to this place you always go, and it tends to be that particular location. So the prediction, you can use those predictive analytics to really help the customer without being intrusive. That's the big issue. No. You know all this, but you don't want to let the customer know you know it all. You've got to do it in a way that's subtle, that's there to help as and when required, rather than here's a product to purchase.
Well, there's so much that you can capture. I always talk about personal financial management tools, which is something that every bank really should be offering as part of the package, so that people can plan their budgets and save for goals and you know, plan for other life events and so on. Yeah. And you always get the pushback of, well, you know, it's costing a lot of money to implement, and how are we going to monetize it and so on. And I always go, well, think about all the data that you get out of that. And, you know, if, okay, product-centric organization and customer-centric, they're going to look at past data and say, okay, from the behavior of this customer, we should be offering them something here. I always say the relationship-centric organization is providing a window into the future by giving you planning tools. And if I know that you're saving for a down payment for a new car in 8 months, I can already engage you in dialogue today and help you to reach that goal faster, better, cheaper, or whatever.
And you give the opportunity to go to certain organizations. For example, in, I can't remember what the scheme is, but Sberbank, they have one where it gives you, they, for example, know that you're going to have your first child. Mm-hmm. And what they will do is they will start to give you tools to help you with that process with your first child, and locations to go to purchase the stroller, to purchase other elements of what you need. But they understand your world is about to change. Our view of a bank is, how can we help you through that process? Normally it's about, I don't know, the mother, the grandmother are the ones that give you advice and guidance, but it's unusual for the bank to say, here's some options as well. And maybe if you could have a relationship with this provider, there's a financial benefit for you of doing so. So you're more involved with their life than you have ever been in the past.
Yeah. Or at least, I mean, even it's something as simple as profiling the types of restaurants that I eat at. And then when I'm on a business trip and I'm in a different city and my bank sees the first transaction in that city, they can say, hey, look, these are the restaurants that you're going to like in that city. I mean, they have all of the information. It's just a matter of using it. If they give me planning tools for when I want to go on vacation each year, they can also introduce me to partners that are selling tour packages for the I mean, the opportunities for
The opportunities
additional
are
monetization, endless, and it's just the mindset that isn't there.